Welcome to Texas, the land of the Texas Rangers and the Highway Patrol. They're known as the toughest law enforcement agency in the United States. When they say stop, they mean it. If you don't, they'll stop your car for you. Sometimes they'll form a roadblock. Sometimes they'll put spikes in the road. Sometimes they just shoot out your tires. As well as fast cars, helicopters and automatic weapons, the Texans have recently added a new tool to their armory: the video camera. Every patrol car has a camera attached to the dashboard, and thanks to that, we can show you for the first time what it's like to ride along with them. None of what you're about to see has been staged for the cameras. This is all live as it happens footage of real crime incidents. Trooper Steve Martinez is on his way to pick up a prisoner when he hears on the radio that two other prisoners have escaped. Like him, they're headed north on Interstate 35. He decides to give chase and turns on his in-car camera. Before he knows what has happened, he realizes that instead of him pursuing them, they're coming up behind him, and they're coming up fast. He hears a shot. Pursuing officers have fired. They overtake from the right-hand side.
There he goes. Please, police! Please, shut the You understand what the fuck that means? Do you understand? I'll blow your head off. 201, Barrett, get me an ambulance out here, code 3.
They had near missed him at 97 miles an hour. At these speeds, it could just as easily have been the trooper flipping out like that. The officers take no chances. They know the men are armed.
201, Barry. 30, 40, 35. Well, sir, that was sure stupid.
For the 13-year-old boy, here being pursued along a rugged stretch of Texas road, the whole day had gone badly. It had begun with nothing more dramatic than a row with his mum. But in a fit of temper, while she was driving him to his father's, he stole her purse, ditched her by the roadside, and took off in her car. When troopers judged he was endangering the lives of other drivers, they waited for a clear stretch of road and shot out his tires with automatic rifles. Miraculously, the boy survived, but his mum wasn't so pleased about her new car, which didn't. Later, in custody, the boy said he was upset about getting bad grades at school.
211, call 3 zebra, 211, call 3 zebra.
Officers spotted this motorcyclist smoking a joint while he drove through downtown Denton County. Perhaps a little high, he thought he could get away from them by driving down a deserted road. But the road was deserted for a good reason. It was a dead end. Neither the cyclist nor the patrol car had time to stop.
I just crashed out. Get down on your face first. Don't move. Okay, you got him. Go ahead. Put your hands in the back. Please to the back, please. Nobody right now. 35-10-4. He is in custody. He is in custody. 24-34, Beaumont.
And I bet he wished he hadn't worn that T-shirt either.
Okay, be advised I have been involved in a fleet accident with a motorcycle. Appears that he appears to be okay at this time. Liberty's attempted to notify 2403. It was a result of a pursuit. Okay, 39,
Here, troopers are pursuing a suspected stolen car. But when the suspects try to cross the central reservation, they come up against a concrete barrier. The barrier was something of a surprise to the officers as well.
Subject is traveling approximately 100 miles an hour. I'm real close, but I can't get tired. Yeah, you got off the ramp. You made a heck of a job of driving now. I'm gonna...
Things took a surprising and bizarre turn for this officer when he pursued a suspected drunk driver down a country lane. With visibility down to zero from the dust kicked up by the fleeing suspect, he had no warning of what was about to wander into his path. A whole family of sheep crossing the road. And the suspect fared no better. Further down the lane, he managed to apprehend himself in a wire fence, swerving to avoid a cow. These two teenage girls had done nothing more serious than fail to signal. When they failed to stop, the officer became suspicious. Sure enough, it wasn't their car. Hired by a family to babysit, they'd got bored watching TV and decided to take the family's car on a joyride. Watch what they hand the officer through the window. They'd taken the baby with them. Somehow, I don't think these two young ladies will be asked back to babysit again. This time, the trooper spotted a truck running a red light and signaled to the driver to pull over. Instead, the suspect made a run for it and finally gave up in the forecourt of a Dairy Queen burger store.
You dug down that old foreign market road, thought you'd get away from me. No, sir. Come on over here. You get in right over there. Why are you running so fast? Well, where did you jump off the road?
When in the car, the suspect says he was going fast because he needed the restroom. The officer is suspicious. This road leads directly from the Mexican border, a favorite route for drug smugglers.
You got to use the bathroom? Bathroom, I had. You got any contraband up there in your truck? Do you have any contraband in your truck?
What's that?
Contraband. You know what contraband is, don't you?
No, sir. anything illegal in your truck?
No, sir.
Do you care if I look?
No, sir.
Why are you so nervous?
Scared.
What are you scared of?
I'm nervous about my old lady.
Well, let's go up there and look in your truck. You sure you don't have any contraband up there?
Yes, sir.
You're positive?
Yes, sir.
You don't have any guns up there?
That's my wife right there. That ain't my little boy, that's her sister. I just got her some woofers and stuff put back there for we left.
What's in there?
Just all my papers and documents.
You on probation out of a county court or district court?
County court, that's my restoration of my black truck.
Is that the only thing you've ever been arrested for?
Well, when I was a minor, I got arrested for possession of marijuana.
Marijuana?
Yes, sir. I got off all that stuff.
You ain't smoking no marijuana right now, are you?
No, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Would you wait right there, please?
When the officer discovers he's got $4,000 in cash on him, he calls for assistance. The suspect is getting increasingly nervous.
6519, 6518. Could you come to Valley Mills up there on 6 and fill a lumps? I got one stopped. It'd been running real good. Tried to get away from me on the county road, and I finally got him here in Valley Mills. Nervous as everything. Got $4,000 on him.
5-7 John, 292, 91 Pontiac corridor, R3, D. Williams, Waco, 929. Okay, nothing, you got covered up after you said you got him stopped.
He's real nervous, and he's got over $4,000 on him. I need some help going through his truck.
Hey, I'll be there real quick. You got lost around the mill?
10-4, right here by the Dairy Queen. I was just coming at 2602 and 6, and he passed a truck in a no passing zone, just a flying. I took out after him. He had a pretty good head start on me. Well, he went, I lost him. I mean, as I was coming around the curve at the Viaduct, all of a sudden he went in front of me. What he did is he went down FM 854, just circled around, came back on 6. Well, I came on into town. Oh, right out in front, he just went right by me. Been arrested 3 times for drugs. Don't leave marijuana. He's on probation right now for illegally possessing some kind of a prescription type medicine. Got $4,000. That's what he says in his pockets right here. He's already, he tried to run from me.
Yeah, you left him for being.
Well, I never had my lights on. I was bird dogging him silence what I was doing, and then all of a sudden he's just flat gone. I've had the windows, yes. I've had the windows of the truck. Just get a whiff in here, see what you smell. You smell meth, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that truck has had marijuana in it.
Next stop for a man claiming he only needed the restroom is county jail.
Possession of marijuana.
This car had been forcing other drivers off the road. The driver was obviously drunk, so there was only one thing for it. Watch that left back tire.
I got him! Tired out!
When he was arrested, the suspect said he thought the communists were after him. Nighttime, a lonely road, and an intoxicated lady who just can't seem to grasp the fact that she's been arrested.
Do you know what your constitutional rights are? Well, if you don't, listen to this. You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all, and any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. Do you understand that? Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. Do you understand that? You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any questioning. Do you understand that? If you are unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any questioning. Do you understand that? You have the right to terminate the interview at any time. Do you understand all the rights I just read to you?
I guess you'd let me smoke a cigarette, would you?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. You don't like me for some reason. It's okay.
Don't like you? Never met you before, so how could I not like you?
You get paid for it, don't you?
To not like
I
you?
understand.
Okay.
I understand, but you don't have to be like that. Why can't you just take me home?
I can't take you home.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, I need you to watch someone. I gotta... just come on down here and I'll explain it to you.
A man had just robbed a McDonald's hamburger restaurant at gunpoint in downtown Dallas. As well as the takings, he'd even robbed the staff of their salary checks. As soon as the troopers pursued him, he turned off the highway into a residential neighborhood. He was a professional. He knew they wouldn't shoot out his tires if there was a danger to passers-by. But with 6 patrol units after him, he was becoming an increasingly desperate man. When his engine began to fail, he abandoned his car in a driveway and attempted to hijack another. He was arrested on the front lawn. In his haste, he'd left his gun behind in the car, a car that provided officers with valuable video evidence for his trial.
Ain't what we're looking at.
Looking at here is a green bag with a manila envelope containing large amounts of cash and what I believe is a McDonald's bag.
You want to spread it out? Whatever you want to do.
All this was self-contained on the center console. McDonald's bag, large amount of cash rolled in coins, bag, and various personal items in the front compartments. Looks like medication. Blue ski cap. Oh, you were the one that... Brushes, combs, mints, and so on. Inside the manila envelope, which is inside the green bag, appears to be a series of checks issued to McDonald's employees. Also inside that bag was a loaded 38 special.
You want to read the serial number off to me?
Yeah, it's a Taurus Model 38 Special, serial number 869038.
Okay.
The weapon had 5 shells in it.
Okay. Was it loaded? Loaded 5 shells, okay.
In addition, underneath the back seat, these 3 items were recovered. Recovering more items now that possibly may have been used in other robberies that he's holding on to for some reason.
What are my ties?
See this?
Yep.
I mean, we're all thinking to ourselves, man, what is the possibility of making a driveway from the other side of that big field? Maybe he saw us. What?
The two men fleeing from officers in this clip had stolen the car in another state. They believed that if they could get the car back to Texas and onto their own land, they couldn't be arrested for it. Our trooper patiently pursued them for 90 miles. Perhaps just to prove a point, you sure can get arrested in Texas.
That's them coming now, Jim. $13.22 on in pursuit, video activated.
They were only 5 miles from home when the engine blew and pitched them into a ditch.
Get out of here, pick up! Hands up! Walk to the rear of your truck and into the grass. Put your hands on your head. Stop! Do not put your hands down. You by yourself? Put your hands on the truck. Right hand back. Other hand. Jim, you didn't stop for us back there.
It's spring bank holiday down at the beach, and our officers are having a bit of light relief on sand dune patrol.
I got him beamed in.
Northbound or southbound side? Southbound on top of the causeway.
Still got him? I'm going to take the side.
10-4 causeway, so we're not going to make it that far. Hey, rolling on tape.
You ready?
Yeah.
Smiling on camera.
What's he doing?
He's still taking the lead.
Oh, yeah, 322 to 502.
The man trying to take a quiet leak is about to be in for a shock as well.
Give me your ID, buddy. All right.
When a Texas trooper says hit the deck, you had better do as he says. And sometimes that even seems to include your bike. This man had to be stopped as much for his own safety as anyone else's. Another driver, irate at nearly being forced off the road by him, had already taken a few pot shots of his own, aiming directly through the windscreen. He was a lucky man to have survived with nothing more than a stiff neck.
Advise him if he's going to be medication. All he's been doing is drinking. You on no kind of medication. Speed. So what? Speed. He did some speed.
The Rangers have been patrolling the Mexican border for 150 years. In the old days, it was shootouts with bandits, but it's no less fierce on that border today. Now their fight is against organized crime, and especially the drug smugglers that come nightly over the border. So determined are they to stop these smugglers that this time the officer isn't at all worried about damaging government property, and he rams his patrol car into the drug-laden truck.
suspect 90. Are you clear on the traffic? Armed with shotgun and 357.
What's 1322 Dallas, what's 10-4?
We see 1322.
Were you able to make contact with 20?
1322, 10-9.
Were you able to make contact with 1320?
Or he's 10-8 at this time, he's around 520.
10-4. What's your location at, Dallas?
29, Dallas. 29. Go ahead and call off 2 units to go ahead and be in the pursuit so we can follow the department guidelines. This time, waiting on the vehicle.
The troopers had only tried to pull this man over because while at a stoplight, they noticed his tax disc was out of date. When he fled, they radioed in his license number and were informed that the man was wanted on suspicion of homicide. The car answered the description of one used in the armed robbery of a convenience store in a shopping mall earlier that day. A man had been shot dead. The officers couldn't believe their luck that his nerves had given him away. He tried to evade them by turning onto a slip road and then coming back the other way on the other side of the road.
623, I'm going to ease up around Cold Tree on the loop. That's where they're east on 34. Hello, yes, vehicle will be traveling north on Saucy from 34.
But this only served to confuse him, and after a short chase, he mistakenly turned into a parking lot. The car park of a shopping mall, in fact.
Turn into the mall parking area. Turn into the mall. He's in the south Westgate Mall parking area.
Yes, vehicle out in the Westgate Mall area from Saucy.
It seemed like true justice that he was trapping himself in surroundings that were all too similar to the scene of his crime.
Stopping. No, he's not. Stop, Amarillo.
Western. 271 location.
In the parking lot.
271, take you out front. Which 20, Steve? We got to stop here in the mall, standby.
As you've seen, these troopers have a deserved reputation for being tough. When a major crime is committed, local police forces and county sheriffs call them in knowing they'll get results. But what's happening here? We're on a quiet country road in the middle of the afternoon. Our officers have just instigated another pursuit. They've been chasing the suspects at speeds of over 100 miles an hour. The pursuit finally ends when they just can't outrace the super-tuned patrol cars anymore. Their bonnet begins to smoke and their engine burns out. The chase is up.
I think he might have loaded up. Watch him out. Get out of the car! Out of the car! Face down! Face down! Face down! Face down! Is there anybody else in the car? I'll cover me. Don't move! Put your head down! Don't raise your head!
But what have these guys done?
Hold up just a second. Hold up just a second now. Put your left hand behind you. Put your right hand behind you. You're under arrest. Fleeing a police officer. Driver's license? What is this in your bill for?
The officers had spotted them throwing an empty can of Coke out of the window. They take litter louds seriously in Texas, too.
Okay, come on around.
And can you imagine driving along the M1 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and seeing this sort of thing?
1322 Dallas. Just advise O2 that we're going to use additional units due to the situation we have.
We're trying to get a hold of 1302 now.
Jim, I'm here coming up on 1641. They're coming my way now. I'm going to go ahead and turn back around.
Jim, I'm going to be on 20 and 112 right now.
If you're getting up on 148, just hold tight there. They're coming to that location.
It is approaching 1641 at this time, still eastbound on I-20.
1322 Dallas, they're crossing 1641.
Are you in the pursuit now?
I'm ahead of them here now. I'm going to get traffic out of the way here.
Driving in the armed robbery.
That's them coming now, Jim.
You can contact 1129. I think that's Dallas talking to another guy.
1322 Dallas, this vehicle is running in. He's got his lights out.
How y'all doing?
bro. How you doing?
Any reason you can't pull over and stop when there's red lights behind you?
I didn't, I was just riding, officer.
There ain't nobody out here but you and me. Who you think I'm after?
I apologize about that, officer. I wasn't sure whether you had another call or you was going to another call.
Well, it don't make any difference. The law says you'll pull over to the right and stop. I expect you to do that.
No problem.
I don't care what they tell you to do in Missouri. In Texas, you pull over and stop. Let's look at your driver's license.
All right.
You got a headlight out up here on your pickup.
I do?
Yeah, you do.
I didn't know that was out, officer.
Our suspect here has been stopped for speeding, and he's sounding very apologetic. But that's because he's got a great deal to hide.
I didn't know it was out. All right.
What's the difference? You knew it or not?
Hold on.
See your driver's license.
I think that's my brake lights.
Where are you headed to?
When we was going out south here, you was taking me out. Brake lights. Huh? It's a bright light. It's a bright light. That's what it is.
Now switch. Switch. Feed it up, shut in.
Now, where is it you're headed?
Commerce.
My cousin taking me somewhere here. Commerce.
You still live up in Kansas City?
Yeah.
I'm gonna write you a warning. I'll be back with you in just a minute.
All right.
Who's the pickup belong to, man? Who's the pickup belong to?
A friend in Kansas City.
How come it's got a dealer tag on it?
Because that's what he is, a car dealer.
All right, be back in a minute.
All right.
They came down here and said, family member,
What's your friend's name? What's your friend's name? Robert what?
Suddenly, things get serious. He knows the car's stolen.
Tell you what, won't you just step back here for me a minute? Step out.
All right.
Keep your hands up there. Keep your hands right where they at, man. Get out of the car. Get out of the truck.
All right. Okay.
The trooper pursues, and he's led on quite a chase. Other troopers join him.
Just turn on Washington. Turn westbound on Washington.
But it just wasn't Trooper Williams' night. The pursuit of this car thief ended for the trooper when he crashed into a passing motorist. Not only that, he broke his camera. The car thief was arrested later that night. The troopers say this is one of the worst smashes they've ever seen on a Texas highway. The suspects had been pursued for some time, but we join them at the point when the truck is fired on. If you watch the left-hand side of the screen, you can just make out one of the unfortunate suspects. He was thrown out of the truck 20 feet across the central reservation. He did not survive.
Six 314 Waco. 6314 Waco. Waco, be advised he wrecked out right here at the north of the 77 Oil Pass and I-35 about the 365 mile marker. I might need 6301 out here.
The pursuit had begun when an officer noticed this bullet hole in the windscreen. The suspects had been involved in what the Americans call a drive-by shooting. Sometimes, out there alone on the night road, it can get seriously dangerous for a trooper. They can stop a car just for running a red light and end up getting shot. That's exactly what happened to Trooper Lopez in this extraordinary piece of footage. Imagine videotaping your own attempted murder. This was the night he came within a hair's breadth of his life. The occupants of the car are actually drug smugglers. Andy Lopez isn't to know this until he looks in the boot. It's full of drugs, and the suspect pulls a gun on him.
Oh my God!
His reactions are so fast that to really see the danger he was in, we need to slow down the action. The suspect pulls a gun here. The trooper turns, goes for his own gun, and fires, killing the smuggler. During the ensuing gunfight, Trooper Lopez is himself shot in the side. 22 shots are exchanged. This has been Police, Stop or We'll Shoot. The footage was shot by the troopers themselves, fighting crime with whatever it takes. Goodbye, and thanks for riding with us.
There you go.
Freeze! Freeze! Police! Freeze! Yes! You understand what the fuck that means? You understand? I'll blow your head off.